Hello, beautiful souls. This is a juicy topic that many are asking. What if I have a lifelong illness? Stay with me because I hope by the end of this video, you're going to be like, oh, so lifelong only meant for as long as I chose to make that my life? Here it is. Okay, listen, this gets deep, okay? Because again, none of this has been you. If you have a lifelong anything, it's because throughout your life you were given a story. Maybe it was even you were born into it. Okay, well then your parents, out of fear, out of worry, out of whatever, out of understanding and only believing in the system, took you to the doctors and took you to get the diagnosis and took you to get the medication. And could all of those things have affected anything? And then through all of your ages and stages throughout your life development, where we have this deep sense of needing to belong and fit in, and we're told where that is because we have this illness. And so it becomes your belief. And we have to understand something. There's a mind, body, soul coherence. Joe Dispenza talks about this because he had what was supposed to be a lifelong spinal cord injury where he was never going to anything again. And he swore to God if he could change it through his mind, if he could prove that it was possible, he would live his life teaching it, and he does. Now, that's getting too intense because it's like quantum physics, and that at some point for me was like, woohoo, over my head. I wasn't there yet. But let's break it down even simpler, okay? What the system did. It's called the placebo effect. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of the placebo effect? This is so interesting. So if you believe something, it is your truth, and everything within you will coincide with that belief, okay? So there was a woman who believed that she was pregnant. Now, she had not had intercourse. It was not possible, but to her, she was pregnant, okay? And everything in her body actually changed to the point where she got the baby bump and all of the signs and symptoms and went in for delivery. And only then did they say, you're not pregnant. Yet it started an entire research development around this concept. How could she have believed herself into that actual condition, that state of being looking physically pregnant, everything lining up? Well, in Joe Dispenza's stuff, they use the things that test the brain, and they had people like run a race just in their mind. The exact same chemical reaction happens within you just from visualizing it, believing it in your mind. Now imagine that the system knows this. Now imagine that when you go in, they give you a list of all kinds of things to watch for. Now, if you believe it, and if you're like, oh, well, they said that if I feel, if I do, and all of a sudden those things start to appear in your life, and then well, there's the conviction. Okay, I have it. Oh, there it is. Because you created it. Can you see how they never taught us about our mind, body? They taught us head and shoulders, knees and toes. Like they didn't ever want us to understand this stuff. And here's the thing. This wisdom has been around always. It's ancient wisdom. They're trying to call it New Age. And it's been around for so long, but we also were very, very blocked and manipulated and conditioned to just trust in what we see. We go to the doctors. We're trusted in what we were told. We trusted. And so here's what's happening now. That's breaking away. That's the spiritual warfare breakthrough. This is, we're seeing the matrix now for what it is and going, wait a minute, you didn't tell me that I could do anything. They didn't want that ever to become a reality for us, because it is what we believe to be true is. There is nothing else. And unfortunately, if you've had an entire lifelong placement in this ideology of whatever it is, then it's going to take a minute to break it. But how do you do that? You go to a naturopath. You start seeking the ancient wisdom that's always been around, like what are you eating? What are you taking in? What are you thinking about? What are you truly believing? What if instead of, I've got this lifelong illness, you say to yourself, I'm healing. now from this. I'm letting it go, and I'm transforming myself into a whole new me because I now know it's possible. Oh, I pray every day that we all shift, take our power back, and truly heal. It's from the inside out. It's from the inside out. And it is possible the minute that you choose to even if you're at a point where you're like, well, I have tried everything else and it didn't work, so I've got nothing to lose. Right on. Okay, so you're willing now to take a minute to try something new. Perfect. That's the breakthrough. Congratulations. Please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question. I thank you all for leaving this comments and these questions to inspire me to share more about this healing journey that we're all on, because it is a healing journey. It's about no longer accepting what you don't want and recreate your reality from the inside out. Much love and light.